Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Community Coach and Staff Greenwire training. I'm really excited to have you all here. I'm going to give a couple minutes for folks to get on the call or to sign into the live stream. So we'll start in just a couple minutes. All right. Just give it a couple more minutes and then we'll get started. All right. All right, well, hi, everybody. My name is Kylie, for those of you that don't know me, and I'm the National Activist Network Fellow at Greenpeace, and I'm one of the Greenwire community managers, so I help kind of make sure that everyone understands what's going on in the community and making sure that you're all able to find the right groups and to help you gain the skills with Greenwire that you need in order to build a successful group and use it as the amazing tool that it is. So I'm really excited that you guys are watching the training today, and I just want to ask really quickly, if you are watching the training, if you can go ahead and send me a message on Greenwire or post on my shout box and just let me know that you're watching so that I can be sure to send you out the notes document for the training. All right, so how the training is going to work is we're just going to go through pretty much like a tutorial, what you're going to do in order to be, as we like to say, a Greenwire pro, and to really help you access all of those tools that Greenwire has to offer. All right, so I'm going to share my screen with you, and then we're going to get started. All right. Here we go. All right. So you should all be able to see my screen. So here we can see the homepage of Greenwire. So this is really where people go to just say hello, introduce themselves, and a lot of times just to ask questions and to try to find people. It's a great place to advertise your events and to really just get in contact with the entire Greenwire community. And a great way to think about Greenwire is with what we like to call the 3 C's, which are create, connect, and coordinate. So the first C, create, you can see over on the overview on the homepage, we have all these events, and we have blogs, and we have blogs and news articles that are posted, and it's really great, and it's just a way that people can share stories of their groups and exciting things that the group is doing, and just share with the community some really exciting work that's going on all over the country, which is really exciting. The second, contact. So we can see folks writing on the shout box here saying, hi, I'm new and I want to really get involved. And so we're able to respond to them, and other folks are able to identify, oh, well, I'm in that area, so I should reach out to that person. So that's really great. It's a great way to meet people in your area and find other folks that want to get engaged with you. And then the third C is coordinate. So we can use Greenwire to coordinate events and just make sure that your group has all the information that it needs to be successful, and that you're able to work with people and get really awesome events planned. All right, so for my training, we're going to start with your Greenwire profile. So I'm going to use the profile as an example. All right, so the first thing that you should remember with your Greenwire profile is that Greenwire, while it is an online site, is really about making connections so that you can take action together in the real world in your community. when you're thinking about your profile picture, you want this to be a picture that is A, of you, and B, a picture that is recognizable and accessible so that you can really, when people want to meet up with you in the real world and take action with you, they're able to recognize you and able to approach you offline. So that's really great. And then your About Me, you're going to want this to be a version of your story of self. So who are you? Are you a community coach? Are you a campaign coordinator? Are you a field organizer? What's your role at Greenpeace? What's your role in this movement? And then also just sharing your story of how you came into this movement. So for example, I say that I came into the environment deep love for animals and a dream of species conservation. And that's how I decided to major in environmental studies in college. And from there, I just really learned a lot more about these issues and learned that they're really not just environmental issues, that they touch us in all aspects of our lives. And so that's what really made me want to get into this movement. And by sharing that with the community, I can help folks that maybe have similar stories to understand me more and why I do this work. And then I also included just some little fun facts about myself, like I'm from Texas and I love elephants. And then I just included some pictures because again, it just, I think, humanizes me a little bit and helps people so that they understand that I'm not just some random person replying to them on the internet, but I'm a real person that's doing real work like they're doing, and we can really make connections over these things. All right, so I'm sure that you are all wanting to go in and vamp up your profiles. So go over here and show you how to edit your profile. So you just go to your profile and then click the Edit Profile tab. And then this is going to take you to that page. And here you can edit all the information on your profile. So your picture and About Me, you can upload a photo here. You can add your About Me. You can embed links. You can embed media. So you can put photos, video, and do with whatever you want, however you want to share your story. We are so happy to have you share your story like you want to. So that's really all up to you how you want to do that. So you can add your school, your profession, your employer. Something that I think is really awesome is you can add your social media. So you're giving people another way to contact you and another way to kind of see what you're about. So you can add your Facebook, and you can do that just by posting the URL to your Facebook page. So for example, my Facebook page is, I think, facebook.com. And then I can also add my skills, which this is a really great tool because it lets you bring your skill set into the movement. And then later on, folks can search using these skills. So you can find other people that share the same skills that you have or have in a group. So we can say, like, I am a painter, I'm a musician, and I love oceans, forests, sustainable agriculture, toxic, and climate and energy. I'm a campaign fanatic. And so I can just mark off what skills I have and what I bring to the movement and me and my group to be as successful as possible, which is really great. All right, and then your privacy preferences, who can and can't see information on your profile. So can people see your birthday? Can people see your last name? Things like that. And then emails and notification settings. You can decide if you want to receive emails immediately, hourly, daily, or weekly. I would recommend that you receive your notifications at least daily, because that way you're able to keep up to date with if people are trying to contact you or if there are events happening in your group. Really stay in contact with the Greenwire community and really know what's going on with your groups. Right, so once you've changed all of that, you can in your profile and that'll save all the changes that you made. All right, and then going back to my profile, the other thing that I want to point out here is you can see that a lot of folks are posting on my profile with questions or just reaching out to say hello. And it's really important to when people are reaching out to you, you don't want to have them post on your blogs and then you just ignore them for 2 weeks because A, they're not going to come back to the community, they're not going to come back to Greenwire, and B, they're probably not going to want to take action with you offline, and they're not going to want to join your group if you ignored them. So it's really just being inclusive and really being excited to talk to folks and really wanting folks to join your group. All right, so that's all I've got for you for the profile, but now we're going to talk about how you can contact folks on Greenwire and ways that you can really quickly do that. So one of those tools is the Friends tab on your profile. So your Friends tab is a great place and keep a running list of everyone that you want to stay in contact with on Greenwire. So, for example, Greenpeace staff or other community coaches, or if that's your really great volunteers and group leaders that you're working with, then you have a quick way that you can contact them on Greenwire. And then the other way that you can contact folks on Greenwire is you can go to the Greenwire Who's Who. So if you need help with Greenwire, if you're and you can find the Greenpeace Greenwire community managers. So here we have the National Activist Network staff. And then if you scroll down, you'll find all of the Greenpeace community coaches. So if you're having trouble with Greenwire working correctly or you don't know how to do something, then the best person to reach out to would be me or to reach out to Dan Cannon. And if you're working on one of our campaigns and you need support in building your group, then you're going to want to be sure to reach out to Emily, who's our national coordinator. All right, great. Okay, so now that we have a really awesome profile, we're going to talk about groups. All right, so I can go to my groups on my profile to see all the groups that I'm a member of. So today we're going to use Greenpeace Chicago as an example group. Or let's say that we want to create a new group. We're going to go to Community, then click Groups. And this is going to take us to an overview of all the groups on Greenwire. And you're going to click this orange button here that says Add Your Group. All right, so the first thing that you're going to do is obviously give your group a name. So self-explanatory, Greenpeace in Chicago. And that's a really great group name because it's since Greenwire is a national community, you want to make sure that you're putting your geographic location in your group name so that when folks are trying to find a group in their community and a group near them, then it's really simple for them to find that group. All right, and then the second thing you're going to do is choose a group subscription type group, an enroll group, or on invitation. So open is how it sounds. Anyone can join. They don't need permission or anything. Enroll group means that anyone can join, but a group administrator has to approve them first. And then on invitation means that they can only join the group if they're specifically invited. All right. So then you're going to want to add your location, which is very important, especially for local groups. So you're going to put the address that you generally do meetings, and you're going to want to add a location name. So is this, for example, the Greenpeace office, Greenpeace Chicago office, or is this a Starbucks or a coffee shop, or is this somebody's house? So you just want to make sure that that's clear. And then your basic group information, this is going to be similar to your About Me on your profile. So you want your group description to talk about kind of your story of us and now. So what are your goals as a group? What does your group do? What type of activities? What are you working towards, and how are you going to achieve those goals? And just make it really fun, make it inclusive so that people really want to join your group. So here we can see Greenpeace Chicago says, Greenpeace Chicago is a member of the community coalition that succeeded in closing down the Crawford and Fisk coal plants and strive to continue impacting our national and global campaigns. And that's good, but I think that this group description could be expanded a little bit to add a little bit more specific information about the kind of work that goes on with Greenpeace Chicago. And you're also going to want to add a mission. So this is kind of a shorter thing of what your group is working towards. What's the purpose of your group? What are you trying to achieve? All right. And then in this other information box, a great place where you can say where you host meetings. So if you host a weekly meeting, you're going to want to say, we host weekly meetings on Wednesday nights at, say, 7 p.m. and at this location, and we'd love to have you join us. That's a really great thing to include, because then if somebody joins your group Thursday evening or a Wednesday morning, then they can see, oh, there's a meeting tonight. I can just go and check out that meeting, and you don't have to necessarily find them on Greenwire. You don't have to reach out to them. They're just able to access that information right away when they join the group. All right, and then you're going to photos for your group. So back to Greenpeace Chicago, I'll take you to the public page. So this is the page that folks will see before they join the group. So they're going to see the mission up here and all of the group information down in this group box and what upcoming events are happening. And then, so you're going to choose 2 photos for your group. A large photo, which is going to show up on the public page. So here we can see this kind of majestic looking picture of Chicago, which is really awesome. And then you're going to take a small photo, which we'll see back on the homepage. So this is kind of like the profile picture of the group, which is this picture here from the shop and rally, which I think is a really great example of a picture that you can use, because this is very representative of the type of events that Greenpeace Chicago hosts and the type of things that volunteers are going to be getting involved in. All right, and then finally, you're going to add your contact. So the same way that you did on your profile, you can add, if your group has a Facebook or a Twitter, you can add that just by posting in the URL. And then it's very important to post a primary contact and a secondary contact for your group. That way, if someone's joining the group and they have questions, they know who they can reach out to. And then this is also great for us to have just on the staff end, because then if we want to help you promote something with your group, or we have an event that's happening that might be to your group, we know who to contact in order to talk to you about that. So if I want to add myself as the primary contact of this group, I just type in my name and then click my name, and then I'm the primary contact. And it's great if you can have a secondary contact as well, but it's really great to make sure that you at least have a primary contact. All right, so once you're in your group, as you can see, once again, really great job of this. They share photos and stories from their past events. So we can see some photos from a few recent events from at Target and Walmart around sustainable seafood and those photo petitions. So that means that when somebody joins, you can see right away, okay, these are the type of events that I'm going to get to take part in. And wow, it looks like these people are having a ton of fun. I definitely want to be a part of this group. So you're really also trying to market your group as well as just sharing the success. All right. So I'm going to now take you to the Manage Group tab. And from here, we're going to be able to send a group email to the whole group. So let's say that we have a big event coming up. So we want to send an email to everyone to tell them about it. So you go to the Manage Group tab and then click People. And then you're going to click here next to on this box that says Name, and then click Select all 86 rows on all pages to make sure that you're showing everyone in the group. Then you'll click Choose an Operation, Send Email, and then click Go. And then email form. So you're going to type in your subject and your message. And one thing that I want to make sure to remind everyone about the email function, this email is going to come from greenwire.usa@greenpeace.org. It's not going to come from your group, and it's not going to come specifically from you. And to include your name and your contact email so that people know who to reach out to, once again, if they have any questions. Great. So now we're going to go back to Manage Group and then click People once again. And from here, all the group members. And this is a great tool because as a community coach on Greenwire, you have the privilege to see phone numbers of everyone in your group. So you're going to be able to download an Excel spreadsheet with all the information, the contact information of everyone in your group. And this is a great thing that you can share with your group leaders because your group leaders do not have this privilege on Greenwire. They can't see folks' phone numbers. So if to do a phone bank for an event, this is a great way that you can help to support them. All right, so that's going to download the file. So I can just click that and then that file will open. And then a couple more things that we can do in groups. Just once again, go back to manage people. So let's say that I want to set someone as an administrative member. So let's say that I want Ashley to be an administrative member. I can click that, select her name, select choose an operation, and then change role and group, and then click go. And we'll try this again with Ashley and Dana. And click go. And then you're going to click administrator member and then click next. And then that will set them as an administrative member. And then they'll have all the same privileges that you would have as the creator of the group. So if they don't have the community coach privilege, then they're not going to be able to see phone numbers, like I said, but they'll be able to manage the group. So they'll be able to add people. They'll be able to send those group emails. Right. And then you can also add members to your group. So you can type in a username. So let's say I wanted to add myself to this group. I just type in my name and then I would click add users and then I would be added to that group. All right. So now that we have our group, let's look at some events. So from Greenpeace Chicago, we're going to go to the events tab. And just like creating a group, there's a couple ways you can create an event. So I can go from the Greenpeace Chicago page and I can click this orange button that says add event, or I can go community events. And then this is going to load once again an overview of all the events that are hosted on Greenwire. And then click this orange button that says add your event. All right, so once again, we're event. So let's do this cut conflict palm oil. All right. Greenpeace Chicago is hosting this event around palm oil, which is really awesome, for a photo petition event. So when you're creating your event, the first thing that you're going to want to decide is part of which group. So you can choose for the event to be all registered users for the members of only selected groups, or you can make a public event. And I would strongly recommend, as privileged, to make events public. And this is really great because that means that you can promote this event to folks who aren't on Greenwire. So not only is it a way to get your event spread out to a broader audience, but it's a way to get more people from your group, if they're not already on Greenwire, to join Greenwire so that they can really stay up to date with all the information that you're posting in your group. So you're going to want to select public, and then you also want to go into where it says part of which group and add Greenpeace Chicago or whatever your group is, because Greenpeace Greenwire USA is the group that everyone is automatically put in when they join Greenwire. So that's all registered users of Greenwire. And then Greenpeace Chicago, that ensures that this event is going to show up on the Greenpeace Chicago page. So that's really important because when somebody joins on your group page, and even if you have this event, if it's only Greenpeace Greenwire USA, it's not going to show up on the events on your group page. So just joining could think, oh, well, there aren't any events going on in Chicago, and they won't realize that this event is happening. All right, so you're going to once again do a title. It's really great to include your geographic location once again, because, for example, with our frontline cities and also with our Arctic work, a lot of people are hosting very similar events. So let's say the letter to the editor parties. We don't want on Greenwire a million events that are just saying letter to the editor party, because how are people going to know where they are just based on the title? So letter to the editor party Chicago, or letter to the editor party Dallas, so that way people can really quickly find events in their area. You're going to want to add organizers. This is the same as the primary contact for your group, because you just want to make sure that if people have questions, they are able to reach out to the right people to get those questions answered. So you're going to select an image for your event. It's really good to include a picture just because it makes it a lot more interesting, and it makes it show up better on the overview of Greenwire. It makes people more likely to want to come to you. So I think, once again, Greenpeace Chicago uses a great picture here. It's a photo petition photo with an orangutan at Pepsi Baker to cut conflict palm oil. So it's very representative of the event that's going to be happening. And then there's a short description going to be happening. Join us in a photo petition to pressure PepsiCo to adopt a comprehensive palm oil policy. So you want to just be descriptive of what's happening and be fun and be inclusive so that folks really want to get involved. So that's where you're going to add your description. All right, you can use tags. This is what's going to allow people to search for your event based on things other than the title. So let's say in a letter to the editor party, we could type in Save Arctic. You don't have to use hashtags. You can just do Save the Arctic, because people most likely aren't going to search a hashtag. And we can do letter to the editor. And then that'll create a tag for that. All right, so then you're going to want to set your date and location. And if you're setting up an event for a community leaders that's in a different time zone than you, you're going to want to remember that Greenwire is set to your time zone that you set when you created your profile. I'm on the East Coast and I'm creating an event that's happening on the West Coast. I have to make sure that I account for that. So if the event is at noon Pacific time, I'm going to have to set the event for 3 p.m. Just to make sure that folks on the East Coast seeing that in the correct. You're going to want to add the address and location of where your event is happening, and once again, the location names, so you know where you're meeting. So whether that is a statue in the park that you're meeting at, or if that's your regular office, just make it as clear as possible so folks can understand that. I want to go back and add in the description of the event. A great thing that you can do is to include your contact information, especially a phone number, because if somebody's trying to come to the event and say they get lost, then the chance that you're going to be on Greenwire at that time is high. So you want to make sure that you give a phone number that someone can call you if they have trouble getting there. All right, and then event type. Choose, is this a film screening? Is it an official Greenpeace training? Is it street campaigning, photo opportunity? Choose your own adventure and come up with a totally new event. You can just type that in this other box, and that's really awesome. And we definitely encourage that. And then one of my favorite things about events on Greenwire is you can add volunteer roles. So we can go back to the Greenpeace Chicago event, and you can see the roles that are needed are a photographer, 2 photographers, 3 actors, 6 and 1 arts and crafts lead. So that way, when folks are RSVPing, I can say, okay, well, I'm a photographer, so I'm going to check this box, and then I can send a message if I want, and then say, save that, and then that'll RSVP me for the event. And it also lets them be able to fill that role of photographer. So not only does that help you get the people that you need, but that allows people to use, once again, their unique skill set. And maybe they thought, I don't know, activism, I don't know if that's really for me. Like, this is kind of scary. I don't know if I want to get involved. But then it says, oh, arts and crafts. Well, I love arts and crafts, so I can definitely get involved and I can be that arts and crafts lead. So that's a really great opportunity and a really great way to include people. Okay, so from here, we'll go back to this event page and look at the enrollments of the event. And here, once again, we can send an email to everyone that's enrolled for the event. So we can click this box here next to UID, which is user ID, choose an operation, and send email. And that's just going to do the same thing as the group email. We can once again enrollment data. So we can have all these folks in an Excel spreadsheet. And then also you can scroll over using this little arrow. And if anyone includes a message when they RSVP, that's going to show up in this bar. So it's just nice to know that that's there so that when you're checking your RSVPs, you can see it. All right, so now that we have our event, we're going to talk about how we get people there. All right, so one of my favorite tools on Greenwire that I use all the time is the member search. So you're going to go to community and members, and this is how you're going to find within your geographic area or by a variety of different filters. So in this location range, I can type Chicago, Illinois. And a hot tip for you guys, you do not need to type any box, just leave that blank, especially if you're searching for folks within a certain location range, because Chicago in this keywords box, that's just going to mess up the search. So times that you would use the keywords search are if you're looking for anything related to Save the Arctic. You can type in Save the Arctic and everything that's been tagged as Save the Arctic will come up. Or if you're looking for a specific member, you can type in their name and then it'll pull them up. It's near you. You can just type in location range Chicago, and I'm going to choose 25 miles. And then I'm going to go down and click this orange button here that says apply. And this is going to pull up everyone on Greenwire that lives within a 25-mile radius of Chicago. So I can see there's 99 people. So I can reach out to all these folks and shout on their walls and say, hey, I saw that you live within 25 miles of Chicago. We're having this event, and we'd really, really love for you to come. And if you're wanting to send out an email to all of these folks, we really encourage you to reach out to them individually and through shouts. But if you want that, send out an email to all of them. That's something that you can reach out to the Greenwire team about, so to myself or to Dan Cannon, and we would be happy to just put together that email for you once you send us the template email, and we'll send that out to everyone within this location range. So another thing that you can do is, let's say we're going to have a big rally in Chicago and that we want some really, really awesome banners. So I'm going to go to skills and I'm going to type in painting and see who within 25 miles of Chicago has listed painting as a skill, and I can invite to come out and help me with my banners. So I'll go down and click apply once again. And now we see there's 8 people in Chicago that have listed they have painting as a skill. So I can reach out to those folks and say, hey, we're doing this really awesome rally and we need some help painting. I saw you listed painting as a skill and we'd love to have you come out and help us. So there are a couple other things you can search by. You can search profession, school. You can search by which groups they're in. So I can search everyone on Greenwire that is already a member of Greenpeace Chicago. And I can search, etc. All right. We're going to go to content. So content is your blogs, your news, photos, videos, documents, and ideas. So let's talk about blogs. We're going to go to content and then click blogs here. And we love blogs on Greenwire. They're the best way that you can really share your stories of your groups and share your successes and share best practices with the rest of the community so that we can and share the amazing work that people are doing. So an example of a great blog is this blog that one of our volunteers, one of our group leaders, Roshni, wrote. and about her Arctic Colony Week success. So she and her group were able to generate 100 calls to the White House to prevent Arctic drilling, which is really incredible. And she just wrote a short paragraph talking about her experience and going to the local park in her city to generate calls to the White House. And she included this great picture of her and her friends with their poster. And then we can see the support that she has gotten from the Greenwire community for the work that she's done, and how inspiring this is for new volunteers to go and see, oh, well, you know what? Someone was able to generate 100 calls. Someone was able to do this really amazing and inspiring thing. You know what? I can go out and do that too. I'm going to go out and I'm going to get 100 calls myself. So that's really, really great. So when you want to add a blog, we just once again go to Content and Blogs and click this orange button here that says Add Your Blog. And then you're going to put a title, a body. You can embed a photo by clicking this button, or you can also embed a video, etc. And you're going to want to make sure that you select a blog image, because otherwise it's going to use a generic blog image that you see of the Greenpeace ship that you guys have probably seen on Greenwire. So you want to choose a picture that's really relevant to what you've been doing, because that's just going to make your blog a lot more personal, a lot more interesting. And then once again, you can do tags. So you can type in Save the Arctic, etc. Some other great content that you can post are photos. Photos are great stories from events. So I love this photo album that Steve Buckley posted from Greenpeace New York. It includes a bunch of pictures from their action photo petitioning to encourage Bumblebee to provide sustainable seafood. So we can click through and see all these great photos and see how they were able to get involved, and these awesome posters that they have. And then there's just a really short description of what happened. And then I love that Steve does this. He says, if you want to make a stand for our planet and happen to be in New York City, you should join us. Thursdays at 7 p.m. And then he gives the address of the New York office. That's so great. So everything should be a marketing pitch for your group. You really want people to be engaged in your group, and you really want people to be excited to join your group and to take action with you offline. And then the final content that I want to show you guys is documents. So documents is a great place to post toolkits and materials that people might want to use that you can share with only your, or you can share with the Greenwire community. So once again, you can make, as a community coach, you can make any of this content public, similar for all the content. So you can select public, and this is really great because when folks are deciding whether or not they want to join Greenwire and whether or not, by extension, they want to volunteer with Greenpeace at all, they're able to see the kind of things that our volunteers are posting, and they're able to see stories that our groups are sharing, and it's really inspiring and can really make or break whether a person wants to volunteer. So it's great to share your blogs publicly. And then for your document, you can just choose a file to upload, a tabling handout, flyers. The Greenpeace chapter agreement is included in documents here. So just any documents that you want to share out with your group, or to share as a resource to the community is really great. All right, and then the is about it's just your roles on Greenwire. So like I said, you all have the community coach privilege. So you are able to make content public. You're able to access more contact information. So it's really just common sense things that we want you to keep in mind with this. Like you don't want to make somebody that one of your group leaders said, like definitely you want to make that public, but you want to ask their permission first. You don't want to make information available to the asking the author first. And then you can view contact information. Obviously, you don't want to share out contact information with people. So just really use Greenwire in a responsible way, I would say. And then finally, I just want you guys to all know that Greenwire is really your oyster, and we as Greenwire community facilitators of this awesome tool that you can use to build your groups, but we really want you to use it in any way that you want to. You don't have to stick with only the types of things that staff are posting, and you don't have to ask us to post anything. Feel free to do anything you want and use Greenwire as well as it's going to benefit your group. All right, so that's all that I have for you on the Greenwire tutorial, but I'm so glad that you guys joined me today. It's really exciting, and I'm so proud of all the work that you are all doing, and Greenwire is amazing because of the people that we have, because of the ways that our volunteers are getting engaged offline and bringing those stories back to the community and really helping folks to get excited and inspired and really want to make a difference in their own communities. So once again, thank you so much for joining. And like I said, if you were able to watch the live stream, just go ahead and post on my shout box on Greenwire, send me a message, send me an email, and just let me know that you were able to watch so I can send you the notes document. All right, well, thanks so much and have a great day.